stained purple from eating them straight from the bushes. After the rains, when the rivers shrink, we can catch fish by hand, feeling for them in the mud. In the dry months, we rely more on baobab fruit and tubers, and we must walk farther to hunt. We do not store food. We do not plant fields. The land is our storehouse, and the seasons are our calendar. Each moon brings something different, and we are never bored of eating the same thing because it is always changing. Outsiders' food. Sometimes people from outside bring us maize flour or rice. I have tasted it. It is soft, plain, and it fills the stomach, but it is not alive. It does not taste of the sun, the soil, the chase, or the hive. To me, these foods feel empty. Our foods, meat roasted over the fire, wild honey, fresh baobab fruit, carry the spirit of the land, the meaning of eating. When we eat, it is not each family alone. Food is always shared. A hunter does not keep his kill for himself. Honey is passed around until even the smallest child has a taste. Around the fire, stories are told, laughter rises, and the food binds us together. For us, food is freedom. It is the earth providing. Step deep into the heart of the wild and witness an incredible cultural moment. The Hadza tribe tries a protein shake for the very first time. This isn't just a taste test, it's a meeting of worlds, a moment where ancient traditions collide with modern life. From the very first sip, the Hadzabi people display genuine curiosity, surprise, and laughter, giving us a glimpse into their unfiltered, authentic reactions to something completely foreign in their everyday lives. Every expression tells a story, from cautious tasting to moments of sheer delight. Their faces reflect the pure, universal human experience of trying something new. Watch as their initial confusion slowly turns into joy, laughter, and even playful experimentation. This video captures a rare blend of humor, cultural insight, and human connection, showing how even a simple protein shake can become a bridge between worlds. The Hadzabi tribe is one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer communities living in harmony with nature and preserving ways of life that have existed for thousands of years. Seeing them interact with a modern manufactured drink provides a unique perspective on culture, curiosity, and adaptation. Their reactions are not only funny, they are enlightening, showing us how tradition and novelty can meet in the most heartwarming and genuine ways. Whether you're passionate about wildlife, fascinated by tribal culture, or simply love funny, unexpected reactions, this video has something for everyone. Laugh, smile, and be inspired by the way this incredible community engages with the modern world while staying rooted in their ancestral traditions. Every sip, every reaction, and every laugh is a reminder of the universal joy of discovery. This is more than entertainment. It's a celebration of human curiosity, culture, and connection. Don't miss a single moment of this unforgettable experience. Share it with friends and family, comment on your favorite reactions, and let yourself be amazed by the humor, warmth, and authenticity of the Hadzabi tribe.
And tradition woven into their daily lives. To witness their food culture is to glimpse a way of life that has nearly disappeared from the modern world. Now, step closer. The camera lingers on glistening wild honey dripping from combs, crimson forest berries shining like jewels, and roots freshly pulled from the earth. These are not ordinary ingredients, they are gifts of the wild, carefully gathered and celebrated. What follows is a culinary ritual rarely seen by outsiders. A Hadza recipe blending forest fruits with raw honey, simple yet profound, ancient yet alive. This is not just food, it is memory, connection, and survival preserved in taste. Prepare to witness an intimate moment with the Hadza tribe, a feast that carries the flavor of history itself, wide-shot, lush African forest. Sunlight cuts through the canopy, The Hadza walk barefoot, their movements calm but purposeful, opening the unseen world. Imagine a taste untouched by time. Ingredients plucked straight from nature's pantry. Contextualization. Close-up, hands reaching for bright berries, children carrying woven baskets. The Hadza are one of the last true hunter-gatherer tribes on Earth. Their way of life, nearly unchanged for thousands of years, offers us a rare glimpse into humanity's ancient bond with nature. Building anticipation. Camera pans across a beehive in the crook of a tree. Honey drips like liquid gold. A Hadza climbs swiftly, retrieving the hive with ease. Here, food is more than survival, it is tradition. Every hunt, every harvest, every drop of honey connects them to ancestors who walked this same land. Ingredients teaser. Slow motion shots, wild honey glistening, crimson berries tumbling into a basket, roots brushed clean against stone. Glistening wild honey, exotic berries, and fruits of the forest, simple, pure, untouched. Together, they form the foundation of a recipe as rare as the tribe who keeps it alive. The dish reveal. The Hadza gather, mixing honey with fruits. Children laugh, elders taste, sharing is central. This is not a recipe you'll find in cookbooks or kitchens. This is living heritage, a culinary tradition passed from generation to generation, kept alive through the rhythms of the forest. 210, closing reflection. Final.
Even stronger, the panda, now full and content, lays down on the ground beside the fire, its large body seeming almost too large to fit into the small circle. But there it is, perfectly at home, surrounded by the warmth of the tribe, its gentle presence soothing the energy of the evening. The night stretches on, and the stars above, the same stars that have watched over the Hadza for centuries, witness a rare moment of unity between two worlds that, on the surface, should never have crossed paths. But in the space of that single evening, it doesn't matter. What matters is that the fire burns brightly, the food is shared, and perhaps most importantly, the connection between the panda and the Hadza is undeniable. It's a reminder that despite the vast differences between them, all living things are bound by a simple truth. We are all part of this world, and when we come together, whether as strangers or as family, we create something truly magical. The last embers of the fire fade into the cool night air, and the panda, now resting peacefully, watches as the tribe settles into their own rest. The day may end, but the memory of this rare meeting will live on in the stories that are passed down. Another chapter added to the ongoing saga of the world's mysteries and the unexpected moments that remind us of the beauty of connection.
Morning, setting out. At dawn, the Hadza men and boys rise early. The air is still cool, and the golden light spreads over the savanna and rocky hills of northern Tanzania. Men prepare their bows and arrows, carefully tipped with poison made from desert rose plants. The arrows are stored in quivers crafted from kudu hide. Each hunter also carries a small pouch with honey-collecting tools and a knife. Women and children head in a different direction. They carry digging sticks, woven baskets, and sometimes babies strapped to their backs. Their goal is to find tubers, berries, and baobab fruit. This division of labor ensures that the group returns with a variety of foods. Tracking and hunting. The hunters move silently, eyes scanning the ground for tracks. They read the fresh prints of antelope or warthog, noticing bent grass or disturbed soil. Their knowledge of the land allows them to identify not only the animal but how recently it passed by. When they find game, hunters spread out. The bows are drawn, and if the shot is good, the poisoned arrow does its work. Sometimes the prey runs a long distance before falling. The hunters follow patiently, reading signs until they find the animal. A successful kill is cause for celebration. The meat is roasted on open flames, shared equally, and eaten with laughter and stories. Gathering food. Meanwhile, women use their sharpened sticks to dig for underground roots and tubers. These starchy foods provide steady energy and water in the dry season. Children climb trees to shake down berries or to break open baobab pods, scooping out the tangy, vitamin-rich pulp. Honey is a special prize. The Hadza listen for the call of the honey-guide bird, which leads them to hidden hives. After a smoky fire is used to calm the bees, the sweet honeycomb is collected and eaten fresh. Both children and adults delight in its rich taste. Midday rest. As the sun rises high and the heat grows, the groups find shade under big acacia or baobab trees. The men may roast small birds or animals they've caught, while women share fruits and tubers. The food is not hoarded, everything is shared freely, with no one left hungry. Afternoon, more foraging. Later, the groups may continue searching. If meat is scarce, hunters may shoot guinea fowl, monkeys, or small antelope. Women may collect more wild greens, seeds, or nuts. Children are active participants, learning from an early age how to track, dig, and climb. Evening return. By sunset, the groups reunite. The day's finds, meat, roots, fruits, and honey, are placed in the center of camp. A fire is lit, arrows are repaired, and stories are told. The Hadza live day to day, without storing food, relying on their skill and the land's generosity. Key points of Hadza food finding. Men, hunting game, collecting honey. Women and children, digging tubers, gathering fruits, nuts, and seeds. Tools, bows and arrows, poison tips, digging sticks, baskets, knives. Food sources, antelope, warth.
The kitchen was alive with clinks, sizzles, and bursts of laughter. Chaba stood over the stove, stirring a pot of fragrant stew so rich that even the curtains seemed to lean in for a sniff. Dudukwi danced between the counter and the oven, wielding a wooden spoon like a conductor's baton. Imor was busy at the chopping board, sending perfect slices of carrots and peppers into the air with a flourish, while Jock kept sneaking little tastes, only to get caught and scolded with mock sternness. "Hey, save some for the rest of us." Chaba laughed, handing Jock a piece of warm bread anyway. Dudukwi sprinkled herbs into the stew, the fresh scent of basil and thyme filling the room. They worked in a happy rhythm, passing spices, telling stories, and breaking into spontaneous song. Every dish was a masterpiece in the making, a golden roast shimmering in the oven, a colorful salad bursting with freshness, and the slow-cooked stew bubbling like a promise of warmth. By the time the table was set, it wasn't just dinner, it was a celebration of friendship, flavor, and the kind of joy you could taste with every bite. The evening began with a burst of laughter before the first onion was even peeled. Chaba, wearing an apron that said "Queen of the Kitchen" in faded gold letters, clutched a wooden spoon like a royal scepter. Dudukwi was already swaying to the beat of the radio, humming an old tune as he set a basket of vegetables on the counter. Tonight, Dudukwi declared, "We are not just making dinner, we are making history." Imor raised an eyebrow. "History that smells like garlic, I hope." "Garlic, joy, and just a little bit of chaos," Jock added, already sneaking a grape tomato from the bowl. The kitchen quickly became a stage. Chaba chopped onions with the precision of a surgeon, though she kept having to pause to wipe tears from her eyes, half from the onions, half from the ridiculous jokes Dudukwi was telling. Imor, ever the perfectionist, arranged sliced peppers into neat rainbow-colored piles, while Jock decided the cheese platter needed sampling, for safety reasons. The stew was the crown jewel. Chaba stirred it slowly, letting the rich aroma of cumin and paprika fill every corner of the room. Dudukwi, pretending to be a food critic, would lean over and sniff dramatically before nodding like a man who had just tasted heaven. But the real magic happened when they started layering flavors together. Imor's bright citrus dressing drizzled over roasted vegetables, Jock's crusty bread pulled hot from the oven, Dudukwi's spicy glaze sizzling on the roast, and Chaba's stew bubbling like a song. They moved in harmony, passing utensils, sharing sips of wine, and stealing bites off each other's plates. Someone would tell a story, someone else would burst into song, and the whole room would roar with laughter. At one point, Dudukwi tried to teach everyone a little kitchen dance. Half salsa, half don't drop the soup, and it became impossible to stir without. Hadza music, the ancient soundtrack of survival, spirit, and community. The Hadza people of northern Tanzania are one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer tribes in the world. Living near Lake Eyasi, they maintain a way of life that has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years. Central to their cultural identity and community life is music, a powerful, expressive tradition that brings the tribe together and connects them with nature, their ancestors, and each other. The role of music in Hadza life. For the Hadza, music is not a separate art form, it's woven into daily life. Unlike modern societies where music may be confined to concerts, recordings, or entertainment venues, Hadza music is functional, spiritual, and communal. It is not performed in the conventional sense, it is experienced and lived, often spontaneously. Music is used for celebration, after a successful hunt or community gathering, storytelling, passing down tribal stories, myths, and history through song, rituals and ceremonies, including rites of passage, healing dances, initiation, and weddings, bonding and play, around the campfire in the evening, singing, clapping, and dancing. Spiritual connection, songs are often directed toward spirits of the forest, ancestors, or used in rainmaking rituals. Instruments, rhythm from the earth. Most Hadza music is vocal and percussive, made using the body and natural instruments. Instruments are few but deeply symbolic and effective. Drums, often crafted from hollowed logs and animal skins. Used for rhythm in group dances and ceremonies. Gourds and shakers, filled with seeds or pebbles to create percussive textures. Hand clapping and body stomping, a fundamental part of rhythm making, often performed by everyone present. Wooden flutes and bows, rare but used occasionally for melodic lines, sometimes mimicking bird calls or forest sounds. Despite the simplicity of tools, the music is rich, layered, and emotionally resonant, creating an immersive experience that resonates through the open bush. Music is oral tradition and education. In the absence of written language or recorded archives, music is the Hadzabe's living memory. Songs serve as oral textbooks, teaching how to track animals, what plants are edible or medicinal, tribal history and legends, behavioral codes and social expectations. Children learn by watching and participating, absorbing rhythm, language, and cultural meaning from a young age. This ensures that traditional knowledge is passed from one generation to the next in an engaging and unforgettable way. Dance, the movement of spirit and joy. Hadzabe music is almost always accompanied by dance. It is not choreographed but rather intuitive, flowing with the rhythm of the drums and the song. Dance reinforces unity. Everyone joins in, elders, women, children. Energy release. After a long hunt or ceremony. Spiritual engagement, used in trance or healing rituals. The atmosphere during. Dental click, similar to tisk tisk, disapproval sound. Lateral click, like urging a horse to move, tisk tsk, but more side tongue. Alveolar click. A sharp pop made with the tongue against the roof of the mouth. Palatal click, a more complex, tongue-curling sound. These clicks are fully integrated into words and names, not added for emphasis or rhythm. That means a name like Ghana or Zoni includes click consonants as essential building blocks, just as English names have vowels and consonants. A linguistic mystery. The Hadza language is one of the most enigmatic and isolated on Earth. It's classified as a language isolate, which means it has no confirmed relation to any other language family. Though it shares the use of click sounds with Khoisan languages, mainly found in southern Africa, linguistic studies have shown that Hadza developed its click-based system independently. This has fascinated researchers and anthropologists for decades. The fact that the Hadzabe language has survived millennia without writing, and that it's only spoken by around 1,200 to 1,500 people, makes it a living linguistic fossil, a window into early human speech patterns. Names with clicks, identity through sound. In Hadza culture, names are deeply tied to identity, environment, and ancestry. Many Hadzabe names are impossible to write accurately in the Roman alphabet because of these clicks, which means their true pronunciation can only be learned by hearing and mimicking it from native speakers. For example, a man's name might be Kuda, with an alveolar click at the beginning. A woman's name might be Noma, starting with a lateral click. These are not nicknames or special terms, they are formal, everyday names used in introductions, storytelling, and ceremonies. To a Hadza person, these sounds are second nature, but for outsiders, they require careful listening, practice, and respect. Mispronouncing a click in a name can change its meaning entirely, or make it incomprehensible. Why it matters. Preserving the Hadzabe language and its clicking names is not just a matter of academic interest, it's a vital part of protecting indigenous identity, cultural sovereignty, and human linguistic heritage. In a world where thousands of languages are going extinct due to globalization and assimilation, the Hadzabe language stands as a symbol of resilience and continuity. Their click-based names and spoken traditions represent an unbroken line to some of the earliest human communication systems. A living link to our origins. Some anthropologists believe that click languages like Hadzabe may be among the oldest spoken languages on Earth, potentially dating back to the time of the first modern humans in East Africa. That makes every name, every conversation, and every Hadzabe story told in their native language a living echo of our human roots. The kitchen was alive with clinks, sizzles, and bursts of laughter. Chaba stood over